Joel, how significant is the vice president's role in this conference, and how will this impact the war in Ukraine?
The vice president's trip is seminal. She went a year ago to the Munich Security Summit and really laid the groundwork for the American approach to dealing with Russia's invasion of Ukraine. A year ago, remember, it wasn't clear whether the United States would be able to mobilize NATO, whether NATO would come together to defend Ukraine. It wasn't clear about how American support would flow. Would there be bipartisan backing for such an endeavor? And a year later, now we see the results. And Vice President Harris gets a lot of credit for that. So this year, this speech, she'll be laying out the vision for year two, how to keep that momentum going, how to support Ukraine, and how to ensure that the American people are on board as well.
Yeah, a crucial moment here. Well, President Biden, though, also has a trip to Poland coming up. If you were to grade the Biden administration on what it's done to improve relationships with foreign leaders, what would you give it?
Yeah, I'd give it a 10 plus out of 10. Right now, the United States position globally has never been better, certainly in the last decade plus. We're seeing the world coming to the United States, even on the recent Chinese spy balloon incident. Countries, dozens, are coming to the United States to say, look, we've seen these as well, and we want to work with you on it. So when it comes to the war in support of Ukraine against Russia, the NATO countries are coordinating very closely with the United States. There's a lot of trust built up. More countries want to join NATO. And around the world, in Asia as well, our Asian allies see that and gain confidence and comfort from that. And so really, American leadership has not been in this strong position in a significant amount of time.
Let's focus. So you mentioned that there are a relationship with China. It's actually not doing so well at this time. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin has shared the U.S. is keeping the lines of communication open, but China hasn't seemed to budge. How bad could this get for us on that side of things?
Well, I think we heard from the president today that he wants to try to ensure it doesn't get any worse, and that he wants to talk to Chinese President Xi about what took place and then move forward. And we also heard Vice President Harris with the similar line yesterday as well about China, that this may be as bad as it will get. And I think that's a strong sign. Cooler heads are prevailing. The United States and the president did the right thing in how we monitored that balloon and then shot it down over the ocean. And ensuring that it doesn't spin out of control is also in our national security interest. And it seems like the president and the vice president understand that they can get to that point now through conversations with the Chinese leadership. But it's probably going to take them to do it rather than at the secretary level before we then see progress with the State Department and the Defense Department going forward.
Yeah. And do you think we're going to get that trip to Beijing rescheduled anytime soon?
Well, who knows if that'll become an outcome of such a conversation. Certainly, there's a lot to discuss with China, a lot of hard discussions, questions related to global health, questions related to Taiwan, questions related to what China is up to in the region. And hard-headed diplomacy is important. It can make a difference. And so it's in our interest to get that meeting going when the terms are set properly. They weren't set properly with that balloon incident. But I do think that this administration gets it better than most, as we're seeing with the support for Ukraine right now in the war, that diplomacy is essential to ensuring that we're advancing our national security. So I'm sure that that's where they want to head as well on China.
Yeah, a lot unfolding overseas. Joel Rubin, again, thank you so much for your expertise here on our show. We appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
And we're going to be right back after a quick break. Stay with us.